Okay, let's talk about the attendee hub. All right, so in this section, you're going to cover the Cvent attendee hub. I'm going to teach you through quite a bit of information on the hub. Um, I would recommend, I have activities for you guys. I feel like the collaborative spirit is working really well, but I'm going to let you guys choose whether you want to follow along or have specific activity time in this one, because we're going to cover a bit. And you don't want me to do the show theming, right? I know it's not theme. All right, just gonna do. Okay, cool. All right, so let's have an overview really quickly. We'll look at it from the front end and then we'll go into the back end and build out the attendee hub. So the attendee hub itself is a two-part component. I like to think of it as an additional feature to your registration event. So the attendee hub is the attendee website, and that is different from your registration site that we've worked in so far, right? Registration site we've done so far is where they register. And if we're doing things like live streaming, virtual events, or just having people join the attendee website to view their event because they're at home, it's virtual, they do it on the attendee website. The event app is the exact same, except it's an app version. The point there is when you design, when you add content, when you add engagement features to one, you are also adding it to the other. So you're designing both in tandem. If you have an event where you only want to use the event app, then you're simply not activating the attendee website, you're not launching it. And vice versa, if you have an event where you want to use the attendee website and you do not need an event app, you're just not activating the app. But you will note as we go in, some things will say attendee website, some will say event app, and those things just say the name of the feature. It's because it's for both of them. So that's a little bit of an overview of the two different systems. Let's go ahead and take a look at an event that already has the attendee hub. So this is my training event. Again, another training event. I'm going to show you from the front end, just so we can demo, you can see how it looks from the front end. I'll do the same on the event app, so you see what it looks like on the front end. And then we're going to build in the same event that we've been using yesterday in our training. Okay. So to log in, my delegate would have received an email with a login link. They need to put the information that they use to register. For you guys, not for them. It really verifies the email address, not necessarily the name. So if they spell their name incorrectly, it's okay as long as the email address is correct.
Is this something that happens automatically? So once they register, they'll get an email with this details.
Once they try to join. So they don't get an email with this automatically. Okay, let me show them back. So technically with the hub, they get 3 different emails. The invitation email, you can manually send that at any point. Usually people will send it maybe, I see 2 things generally. I've already built the attendee hub. Usually when it's an event app, you see this. I want you to use the event app. So I'm going to make sure it's ready before I open registration. At the end of registration, I'll have the link for the event app so that you can immediately download the app and log in and have access to it. I find more often, not more often, when clients are using the attending website, they will wait until maybe the day of or day before and manually send the joining instructions for the attendee website, which is the link, because they don't necessarily want people looking around their attendee website until they're ready for the event to actually run.
I think we would do it the same way we do it at home, where it's like 2 weeks before the week before.
Okay, so we'd set up that email ourselves with a date to say go out on this date.
Yes, it's gonna already be there for you, because once you turn the attendee hub on, that email is automatically there. So all you would need to do is schedule it. So all we would need to do is go into the email. So event emails. Anyway, so I would go back to it. And then in the email, Okay, so I have one for my mobile app. I don't have a confirmation one, but I'll just show it to you in the confirmation. So within here,
These email templates already there for all of us, everything.
look at our your account, yes. All of the ones that you saw your right on it.
And we're gonna try and set it up to all you have to do is change the branding.
Use data tags.
So that shouldn't
It's
be.
my favorite word, data tag. It's like mail merge, but really way better.
So what you're gonna do is you have this button that says Attendee Hub Login. You just drop that on to your registration process and of rather your email, and that's what takes them to the event. You might want to change this and say join or access the webinar, whatever you're calling it at that point. But that's all they need. Once they then click this button, it takes them directly to this page.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my details in and go next. Then I'm going to get a verification code. Really important, the verification codes come via email and mobile phone. The mobile phone is almost instantaneous. The email takes like, I mean, it's within a minute, but I feel like you feel it when you're waiting for it to come in. So best practice is to take their mobile phone numbers, but you have to do it +44 in the registration process. You have to take the country code for them to actually get the text when it's time. So like I've already, did I receive a text? I didn't check.
Did you do that in registration?
No, and I think we're not gonna do that. I think we're only asking for emails.
So that,
Is there a time limit on that, just a verification?
like, does it time out 24
Yeah.
hours?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a minute, isn't it? And then if the email hasn't come
Come
through, you.
I have a quick question, which, so with the attendee hub and sending out that email, and we do it manually to a certain point, if someone registers for the event, like within 2 weeks before the event, can we change it so that it's then automatic / immediate?
Yes, as long as it's a custom email, you can change that setting.
So I'm just
I would
thinking
maybe-
if someone registers like
On the day.
on the day or the
we
day
need-
before,
yeah, We need to give them
we don't want to have
information,
information.
like we do now. It takes like 5 different things we have to do for one person.
It makes sense, I think, for them to just suddenly have access to it if it's ready, right?
Yeah, I agree. I would, in that case, if you know it's going to happen, I would just make the 2 emails from the beginning and then have one that is the manual one that you do up to 2 weeks before. And then for the automatic email, I would make it active
From.
from that 2 weeks date, so that it's automatic.
If anybody new who joins, we didn't instantly get it. We can get that.
I think saving it will make that easier for you.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
So we didn't talk about this earlier, but you have a feature. Oh wait, hold on. This is my account.
And some people have access to the app a week before everybody else has access to the app.
Yeah, so people will have access. So with the app and the website, you have to activate them and no one gets access when you activate them. They only get access through the email. So what you would do is just send the email to those people you want to have access.
So you could create like a VIP list and send it to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So the sponsor who sponsors says, I get 1 week early, I get access. We can give them, but nobody else gets access.
Exactly right. Exactly. Okay, here's a tangent, but we didn't talk about this earlier, but now that we've been talking, this might be relevant. So in the planning tab of your events, you have a task list. And what a task list is, and you can create this on the admin section or in an event. But what a task list is you can create a set of tasks in the admin section of you have to do these things before you activate the event, or if you're using the attendee hub or
So
whatever.
like a checklist kind of.
Exactly, like a checklist. So like I'm gonna say, collect email addresses and make required, even though it is required anyway. I can add a description. I'll say it's high priority. I can assign it to an individual if I wanted to. Another way people are doing this is, let's say you're going on vacation or, you're not going to be there and you need to manually send the invitation emails out and you want Chris to do it for you. Then you're able to create a task, set it up for him to do, give him a start date, give him a due date, and then he'll receive reminders about this task. So just another way that you can do things.
So this is a task for us, not for the delegate.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you get how would Chris get a reminder by email? Or
By
on
email.
oh,
Yeah, kind of, Then
I
I'm
guess you
gonna,
could use it to remind yourself to do certain things.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. What a lot.
It's only by email.
Yeah, it's by email. What a lot of our, what some of our, larger clients will do at like larger regional offices is they'll create tasks in the different templates of things that the planner has to do. So then the planner always goes there as their first point, because you can also mark them off as complete. So that becomes their internal tracker of all of the things they have to do for the show there. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that because I don't think I had mentioned that to you earlier in the admin section. Okay, so that was a tangent because we were talking about the Attendee Hub login. Have I answered those questions about the login? Yes. Okay, cool. So I put that code in. I'm going to go ahead and log in. Actually, before I put this verification code in, I'm going to go back into the event itself. Count. I want to call out if an attendee, because you said this earlier, you didn't say this, but you said something similar. If an attendee says, hey, I don't have that verification code, or they're trying and they cannot get it for whatever reason, maybe they put in the wrong email address, you can see the verification code as well. So if I go to my attendee list within that event and I go to the delegate, so I think it's Keegan. Okay. Bring the names in here for myself, so sometimes I don't know who I am. Okay, so in the details tab, if you scroll down under the invitee status, if they have requested a code, you can see it until they've used it. If they've used it, it'll say expired here. And then under the actions drop down, you used to have an option. Okay, I think I have to use it first. But once I've used it or it becomes expired, under the actions drop down, it'll also give you the option to pick the term, but create a new.
So if they're standing in front of me and they need that code, I can literally tell them what that number is, and then when they use it, it disappears.
It says expired, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly right.
What's the good thing about that last week is you have the same feature. So
Okay, so let's go back and actually log in. And now we're on the attendee hub. Again, this is my attendee hub. I have put things in here the way that they are. You have dealer's choice to change, things however you want to change them. I'm gonna call out some of the main features that I have here and then pause for questions and then we'll go back and forth. So this is my homepage. On the homepage, you'll notice I have some text, welcome. I have a welcome video here that I've uploaded that they can view. All of the videos are the exact same. This, I should say, this training event is from 2023. I've been using this. I might need 2020. So I might need to update it. Anyway, you can see the featured sessions here. So I can see the welcome remarks as a featured session. I can see our general session. I can join a session from here. If the session has already been completed or it's an optional session, I can remove it from my agenda on the homepage. If I scroll down, I have another welcome video. I can make the videos full screen if I wanted to. I can make it kind of like pop out into space so they can still use it even if they're not using the actual browser.
can you track who's watched things?
You can track who's watched the sessions, but this is a welcome video on the homepage, so this one isn't trackable. Continuing down, I can see my featured speakers. If I continue down more, they can network, access the game, and even see featured exhibitors. You can choose where these things are positioned on the homepage as well. On the right-hand side, it's going to show them their current schedule as well. I can join a session from here. If it's I think this is a pre-recorded video. No, this is a semi-live video, which means it runs and it just continues to play. You can see this is how polling would look. So we have the option for you to do polls, Q&A, and chats. We also have something called live display and moderation, where if someone is taking a poll or you're answering a question as the moderator, so us, we can say, display this question or display this poll, and that's what you're seeing here. It's being displayed so people can see the answers as they're being taken on the screen. They can move it around if they want.
You upvote questions.
You can upvote questions, yeah. So in Q&A, if someone asks a question, I think I probably asked all of these questions, but yeah, oh, here's what I didn't ask. So you can literally press the upward arrow and it takes it from a 0, and now it's up here as the question that people want to actually see answered. If a question is answered and the moderator types a response like this one, you can even see the question and the response that was given. If you wanted to ask a question as a delegate, you can ask a question and even say, I want the question to be asked anonymously. You can also pull all of these questions, etc., in a report afterwards. Yeah.
And if we're recording the session, are they linked in any way? Text wise, does it record? Because you have the capturing the words.
No,
No.
you won't see the questions in the recording. No. Even if you do live display, it won't pop up in the recording. So no.
Unless somebody actually said it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you gonna ask me something?
I was, but I didn't let you know yet.
Okay.
Is that good? You know,
Polls, do you literally just set it up by pressing the button on the right? In your,
So am I a moderator or non-moderator? So the moderators can create polls. I think I'm a moderator. Yes, this is one area the moderator can create polls, but there's a separate area for you to officially create your polls.
okay.
Intention here is like, if I have forgotten to create a poll as a moderator, I can really quickly just go in and create a new one.
so we can do polls before the event. And anytime we're active live in this, we can do polls.
Absolutely.
And if it's not, so you said this is a pre-recorded session, that's how.
Yeah, this is a pre-recorded.
So if it's like a normal, the speaker's up on the stage,
Mhm.
but we also want to show the poll, do we still go here?
No. So, well, actually, nuance that answer. If we're having people on stage and we want the people who are virtually looking to still see the polls, like if people are virtually like at home looking at the attendee website, then you as the moderator, again, this is in the moderator view, but you're able to come into the polls. You can select a poll. Hold on, let me see if I have them. It'll make more sense if I show you than if I explain it.
So I don't mean for virtual viewers.
Yeah.
It's more like people in the audience, if we're saying, right, everyone get this up on your phone too.
Yes.
How does that work?
So I'm going to show you, but it's the same thing. So is this my moderator view?
We would need a laptop on the AV that logged into Cvent, not necessarily.
Okay, cool. This is the moderator view. Okay. So same question. So I have my polls. On the polls, I'm a moderator in this session now, as you guys would make yourselves. So you see how it says close display? That's because I have this displaying. So all I would need to do is say, I want you now to see this question as display. And now that's the one that's showing up here for virtual and people who are in person. An extra step for those in person, but to show the question, that's the step that you would take. Go into the session and say display. In order for those people who are in the room to see it, within each session, you're going to notice this live display option. So I'm going to select live display and copy this link. Let's pop it as a link. And then if I go back, each session has a unique code. So I'm going to copy that code and I'm going to pop it in that live display. And now for those people, and I'm going to display the session as well. But now for those people who are in the room, this is what they'd see. So in a new tab, for example, on your laptop or wherever you're streaming from, you just have this open up. And when you say display, like I showed just now, it will display it for both those on that live display screen and those people who are watching the webinar live, if people are watching online.
Can you only do what you just did at the time you're showing it on the stage?
It will only show when you press live display. So yes, you could just press it at the time. Mine pop up initially because I use this for training, so I just leave that sitting on because I forget to turn it off.
Okay.
That's the reason.
So the AV person could have, if we had 4 polls going throughout the day, they could have all 4 tabs
Yes.
running live.
Yeah.
And we open the tab at the moment we need the tab to be displayed.
Yeah. Like you could have this live display screen opened however long, day before, day of, that it's all set up, but this will only appear content when you press display in the session.
Okay.
Happy with that one? Online, you guys okay? I know we're on a few tangents here. I just want to make sure you guys are okay. Perfect. All right, so that's live display. We were doing a bit of a demo, weren't we? We're still looking at it from the demo. Okay, so this is the moderated. Let's go into the unmoderated screen. Yeah. Okay, so that was polls. We're still, so I'm back to the unmoderated attendee view. Resources. This is all of those documents. So this is a session document that we're seeing here for them to be able to download. So this is how those documents would actually look. If I click it, it fetches the file. If I click download, it downloads it for me here. And I could just go through if I wanted to.
This is because you can only see that because the person's made it active or live. I can't remember the terminology. You were talking to Sandra earlier about this.
And when you
Oh,
click
approve.
through,
Yeah. you approve
Yes.
the Presentation.
Yes. You're correct. Then scrolling down, we have feedback. So yesterday I mentioned to you guys in the attendee hub, you're not necessarily needing to send the survey out. So this is my session feedback. It's right here in the session so that someone can go ahead and take that session feedback directly in the session. One thing that I do want to call out is you see how my screen is white and it doesn't match the rest of my attendee hub. People tend not to brand the pages of their surveys when they're using it in the attendee hub because they think I'm not sending this out, so I don't need to brand it. I would still brand it to your attendee hub to make sure it matches and it's not like, oh, this is just a random white screen that I'm seeing, so it looks a bit more integrated. So that's how the session would look. If I wanted to see more session details, I could say details. This will then show me more details about the session itself. And I can even go to the speaker from here and see all of the speaker details. Someone else asked me this yesterday. If the speaker and the session are connected on the attendee hub. Apologies, I don't remember who asked that question. But here, if I go to a speaker's profile, I can see all of his details, and then I can also see the sessions he's speaking at, those that are happening now, and those that he's already spoke at. And if we make it available to be visible, we can even see all of the documents that he has from his different sessions. If I then wanted to go into the View Cloud watch party from here, I just click the title of the session, and now I'm in that session itself. Quite simple. All right. Let's go back to the homepage, still on a little bit of a demo.
Can I just ask a quick question about the survey? So then what they've done, they've watched the presentation and then there's a live, there's the option, isn't there, to give feedback and take the survey immediately. Can you see then at the end of the event, which ones they filled in and which ones they've missed?
Yes. So when they do the surveys are actually on the hub. So if you can see it and they can see it. So do I have surveys linked here?
Yes, that's a question for us to decide, isn't it? What we're going to do about surveys, because at the moment we just send the survey right at the end of the event.
Yeah, I think
Then
it's
I would imagine you'd get a better
pulling
response.
some of the questions that we asked,
Live.
take it out and put them at the beginning.
I've talked to Spina about this, and I think the idea is that we would ask for session feedback at the time, and then the post-event would be about the
Just
event
about
theory and
Yeah,
in
and
general.
then those first few questions about how you heard about the event, you could ask at
Well,
the
so,
beginning of registration.
yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, so you're
How
pulling
you
them
found-
apart, making everyone smaller. More questions, but less time doing
Well,
it.
I think it seems less intensive to the delegate
Yeah.
because they're not answering it all in one go at the end.
Yeah.
And I think with ours at the moment, most people just put whatever because they just want to get to the end. I don't think it's. Yeah, I agree.
My scores are really high.
I think we could even do it where like, if you have the lunch as a session, you could ask people about what they thought about the lunch.
Yeah.
At the time.
No, that would be good. Yeah, because then we can get feedback and people go, no, we want
And we
more
could
of
do it
this,
like
this.
the networking activities at Suspac the day before and the workshops and stuff. So it's all just throughout rather than
Yeah,
right.
you know, get.
does it give them notification to answer polls?
You know, I was literally just going to show you guys how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Love this.
So they got, these days tend to.
Several of you guys, I feel like we're on the same wavelength. Which I love. Okay, so I was going to add that one of the ways that clients who use the Attendee Hub, especially the event app, for clients who use the Attendee Hub, find they get the best survey responses is by attaching them to a notification. And you can send notifications from Cvent or from from the On Arrival app within the event. So on Arrival, you can create and send these notifications too. So in my event, I'm not in the right event.
When a delegate logs in for the first time, does it say, would you accept notifications, yes or no? They have to, also, it will just have it. Oh, okay.
They go get them.
Fair.
Can I just ask one question? I'm sure you've already said, the attendee hub is on.
Actually, they can take it. Actually, I think we have a setting.
But they have to go find that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they have to go look for it. Yeah, it's hard.
The attendee hub is the laptop, the event app is the phone.
The attendee website is the laptop, the event app is the phone, the attendee hub is both.
Say that again?
Yes, say that again.
The website, the website is the laptop pre-registration.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
Just
The
registration.
hub is post-registration, but you can view it on the laptop
And on your phone.
and on your phone, but then the app is completely different application, and that's on your phone only.
No, you had it right the first time.
I'm really lost.
So, no, worries. So we
I
have,
think it's with swap card. We had the web page or we had phone and it was the same, but you could view it on the web page or on the phone.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
so it's the same. So the attendee website and the event app are post-registration.
Yeah,
They're both the attendee hub. And they will both have the same
Same stuff,
information.
yeah.
It's just how it's viewed.
the hub is on Chrome or something.
The attendee hub,
If your
Is-
phone
is
is
on
on
your-
your.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
But
the,
if you don't view it via an app, the hub you're viewing via.
the attendee website you're viewing.
Like you have to log into the internet.
Yeah, but it's the app on your phone too.
can I
So
say,
the hub is your post-registration experience, no matter if you're viewing it on the website or the app. If you go to the website, that's the attendee website, and then you've got the app, but the attendee hub is both.
yes,
It's just how you view it. They're the same thing. It's just
Think
how
of it
you.
like swap card. We could just view swap card on our phone and on our laptop. Okay.
I think the piece, the gap here is the registration site, the additional site. Is that the confusion? The pre-registration site?
I'm sure once I see it all up and running,
Oh, that makes sense.
it will make sense.
Okay. All right. I feel like, was I saying something before you asked me that question? It's gone now, sorry. No, it's me, it's not me. Notifications, that's where we were. So we're talking about surveys, and I was saying, no, you asked me about notifications, I was saying notifications tend to be the best way. So I am going to go back into my event here. And from the event, I'm going to go to the attendee hub. And from attendee hub, I'm going to go to notifications. In notifications, this is where you can create a whole bunch of messages. You can import notifications as well. Things like your surveys available, your session's about to start, speak to this exhibitor, and you can link to them as well. So if I do feedback survey first, I'll just call it feedback. You would put your message. I'm going to use a data tag. Hi. Let's use first name. No, your. Please take feedback. Continuing down, I will determine who is going to actually take this feedback. So everyone, only those who've logged in, a certain registration type. So we haven't talked about audience segments because I haven't wanted to complicate things for you guys. And I'm not going to, I may mention at the end. So I'm just gonna go to everyone. I can have it sent manually, scheduled, or send it right now. I'll say manual. And here's the biggest one. Always send it as an alert, not a list. The list, they have to be on the attendee website or in the event app to see the notification, and it won't pop up for them. It just goes into your notification lists. Whereas the alert actually pushes to them. So for example, if I were using my phone, I'm obviously if I'm in to join the event from my phone, so you can see it as well. But if I was on the phone and I chose an alert and my screen was locked, for example, it shows up on my lock screen, the notification. Versus if I did a list, I have to go into the app, I have to go into my notifications in order to see it. So I'm going to choose an alert. And then I can have it linked. So I can link it to an attendee hub page and choose one of the website page, the attendee pages that I've already created. So I can have this go to your surveys, or maybe it's an exhibitor. I can have it go straight to whatever their website is. When you have your event calendar, for example, maybe at the end of the event, you'll send a notification to say, check out our events calendar and register for another event before you leave this event or something like that.
Can you, is there an option to link to an exhibitor page?
Yes.
A specific exhibitor page, not just a whole section?
So if I choose exhibitors or exhibitor booth, I think. Yeah. And
Okay.
then you would choose which one of the exhibitors. So I only have one, but you would choose which exhibitor. Okay, let's do that to surveys. And save. Save again. So I'm in the event, right? And I'll just show you when I'm ready to send the notification out. There it is. So I'm going to say send now. And just to tell you where you're looking, there we go. You're going to see a notification pop up right around here. This notification bell is where the lists are, right? So I'm going to go here. I'm going to send the notification by saying send now. And then if I go back to, there we go. There's that notification pop up, it's gone away. But if I click it, it takes me straight into my feedback surveys. And to your question, will they see the surveys they have to take? It takes me to the hub so they can see all the surveys that they have to take and all the surveys that they've already completed. So it does break it down for them as well. And then if we look at my phone, Zoom, so I don't know if it'll show me my lock screen. It won't actually show me the lock screen because I'm on Zoom, but I can see, oh, I have do not disturb on as well. But I can see the notification. Do I have anything random there? No, that's fine. That's the second notification.
Oh, yeah.
And then if they were to click it, it takes them straight into, well, they need to log in and then it would take them to where they take this. So it's, if they weren't logged in. Okay, that's actually a good tip. So do you see how I was not logged in? Even though I have already gone to the event because it's popped up on my notifications. So if you think about more than one day events where maybe they're not on the app for the day, but first thing in the morning, you want to send them a notification, even though they haven't logged in. Hey, remember to log in into the app and check out all our sponsors or something. You can do that even if they're not logged in. Okay, let's go back to this.
Target notifications to specific groups.
Yes, individuals, groups, you can even, so, okay, I'm gonna mention it. Audience segments. I didn't want to mention it because it's not in your template. But an audience segment in Cvent is an additional way to group your audience, your attendees outside of registration types. So if you think about categorizing your audience before, even during registration, so maybe you answer the question in a certain way, it adds you into an audience segment. You can use that audience segment to pre-filter emails, to pre-filter notifications. So for example, I have my transaction failed twice, or maybe I have £50 still to pay you guys. During registration, the system picks that up because I've created my segments rules. And it says, okay, you submitted that registration. We're going to put you into the follow-up for money audience segment. We have in the template already created an email that is filtered to that segment that goes maybe 2 days before the event to say, you've not paid us, please log back in and make payment before you come to the event, right? So it's all automatic. You can also tie that to a notification. So maybe the day of the event comes, you schedule a notification to say, hey, the event starts in an hour, you still haven't made payment. make sure that we lose that payment.
You're not
before
gonna
you
make-
come. Yes.
I don't think that's gonna be good.
So it just automates everything. They're called audience segments. I didn't want to complicate the details section by adding that, but it's a really powerful tool if you want to automate things going to people based on them doing something without knowing that they've done it before they have done it.
We could do that. Can we do that by going into their contact and then assigning that segment?
Yeah, you do it, yes, but you just do it from the segment and you say add key into the segment.
Yeah.
So you can do a rule or manually add them in.
Okay.
Okay, let's speed through this demo. So we looked at a session. I'm now going to go from the home page. Let's go to all sessions here. This is the agenda that you're going to see, and the agenda here looks a bit different than the registration agenda. So you can see the sessions. You can see the filtering options here. You can even filter by speaker or location if you wanted to. Back to the schedule. My schedule are the sessions that I have registered for as a delegate. See all the days. On demand, I'm skipping appointments because you guys don't have appointments. But on demand is any video or session that you've left to record or said, I want this session to be recorded. It can appear as an on-demand video, so they can go back in here and then just watch those session videos at any time. And it can also track that people have watched them on demand if you wanted to take note of that as well. Okay. Some people actually gatekeep the on-demand page. I should say every single page that you're seeing here, you can in the system say, I don't want this registration type to see these pages as well. So maybe you don't want your sponsors to see the other sponsors pages. You can actually say anyone who's of this registration type does not see X pages.
What was the appointment? The appointment?
Oh, appointments is a tool in Cvent where you can literally create appointment events, one-to-one appointments or group appointments, where they'll have a schedule and I can say, oh, Keegan's in this event. I want to have a meeting with Keegan at 3 o'clock, or Keegan can have this available. I'm available from 4 to 6.
So did you say it's not included in what we have?
Yeah, you guys don't have that feature. It's a completely different type of event that integrates with registration and attending.
So how would they, if they wanted to book one?
One meetings.
In your account, at your event, I'm not sure.
I thought we did have one to one.
So you have, sure, I'm telling you the right thing since, sure I don't. Oh yeah, no, you don't have appointments. Okay, so yeah, you don't have the appointment event feature. But in the attendee hub, there is a feature called, in the community tab, you do have discussions where you can create a discussion topic, like this global takeaways discussion topic. It then creates a breakout room of up to 6 people can join a virtual breakout or do an actual chat discussion. Everyone in the event can. Yeah, it's the only that you have. That's the only virtual
So
option.
apparently we don't have the ability to book one-to-one meetings.
Say that again?
We don't
Yeah, you
have,
guys don't have the appointments feature, so you guys can't book one-to-one appointments with delegates can't book appointments with each other.
sure
Okay.
we spoke about that.
I'm sure we did as well.
Yeah.
I can check.
Yeah.
Is there any other networking features that you haven't shown us? Or is that a?
Yeah, we have a few of them. So in the community tab, discussions is one
That's 6 people max.
per room. But then once someone joins, like for example, if I join this room,
Yeah.
it automatically creates another room.
This is video, so they might-
For video,
yeah, we want them to be.
No, this would be something free, just thinking differently, but that's only would be 6 people max.
So I just joined one, and if I look,
That could be good for panelists wanting to have
Yeah,
a
that could be
panelist
good
catch
for
up, but then
production.
she might.
Panel.
So just-
Yeah.
I'm sure we spoke about that as a feature.
going back to that same chat room, and I can see the person that was in that one, and it then creates a completely new one for me.
But room 1 can't, and room 2 can't talk together.
To each other, no. They can jump out and go back and forth, but they can't, like, we can't integrate 12 now in the
Okay.
one.
A cool feature.
Outside of that, we have one-to-one messaging. So I can say I want to send a message to someone. It then shows me all the people that I can message based on my user. So I can see those people who I already had in messaging, or I can create a new message. And I don't know who else is in this. I have a John. I have a John.
And they have access to a list of everyone attending?
If you allow them to. So if you allow them to, they can go into the community tab
Yeah.
and they can see the other attendees. They can see all the other attendees who are visible.
Is that not
So
a
as-
meeting, the little calendar button?
Yeah, so this is my event from my account. So I have,
Okay.
you don't have.
Okay.
But if they did want to message with one another, they can literally just pull that message bubble and then start to message that person. And then they'll become the mega civic messenger. Another feature that we have is connections for engagement. So the connections feature, this is really useful in the event app because it does it via QR codes. But I could say I want to connect with someone. So back to attendees. This is the connection button. So I'm gonna do Augustine. Let's do Mitesh. So I'm gonna connect to Mitesh. It then is going to pass our details back and forth. So I have his contact information. He has my contact
Does
information.
he have to accept, or is it automatic?
It's going to send him something to confirm. But
Yeah.
once he confirms, we would then be connected, like how Nat and I are connected. And then let's say the two of us go into another event in future. When I sign into the hub, it'll say, hey, Keegan, Nat's also a part of this event so that you can communicate directly with them.
Question from Keith.
We don't allow attendees to print lists. Oh, good question. So Keith asks, can an attendee print the list of other attendees? We don't give them the option to do that in Cvent. I mean, I guess technically you could go to the attendee list and just copy all and like do it that way. But Cvent itself doesn't give them an option to say like print.
Can you scroll down? Is that the whole list you just did?
Yeah, this is the list of attendees in this event. Yeah. It's just because it's a small training
They
event. so I
can do
don't
that
have
with
many.
whatever.
Yeah. You can get one guy just take photos. Guy uses camera recorded every single person.
Never gonna stop him doing that.
So you have, this comes up a lot in financial and pharma clients. And for this setting specifically, okay. Remember the attendee hub is completely customized to what you want to set up, right? So a lot of clients will set it up so that everyone is public, meaning I can view all of the other attendees. But we find our pharma and financial clients tend to have it as a hidden attendee event. So by default, as an attendee, I go to this attendee list, I see no one but myself. Each attendee individually would need to go into their settings and then under privacy, they need to then say, I want to be visible, and then they'll appear in the attendee list. What we find clients have been doing is sending an email or a notification after everyone is hidden by default and saying, you are a hidden attendee. Other attendees cannot see you. If you would like to message, communicate, or be findable by other attendees, please access your settings and become visible so that or on this tab so that other people can find you and communicate with you. So dealer's choice on how we want it, like either they are.
But we make it active, they can go in and untick themselves.
Exactly, yeah, exactly right. And in fact, in a lot of European jurisdictions, we recommend that they're hidden by default because of some GDPR.
I was just going to say that we automatically have their permission to display them,
Yeah,
like with the registration, T's and C's.
yeah. Oh, it's in the T's and C's.
Yeah, that they're gonna be
Okay.
visible on the ad as
Oh,
well,
okay, there you go.
registration.
There you go. Okay, so that was, I know that was a tangent. I'm not sure where the tangent started, so I'm just gonna go back to, I think we did schedule, upcoming events, we've not done it. So we talked about your events calendar or Event Plus back on day one, that additional website that has all of your events. in addition to it being a website, it also pulls into the attendee hub so you can show your delegates upcoming events, so they can see your different upcoming events. They can register, and if they're already registered, they can go straight ahead and log in. Like I have this
Is that
Microsoft,
every event, or can we
so on the event
cherry
itself,
pick the events? and go to it?
each event, you would have to say, I want it to appear on the calendar, and then it would appear.
Yeah, because obviously we don't want the
Or
suspect
see,
attendee
know about paper events,
or
yeah,
suspect to see Eurocoke.
yeah. Maybe we.
So that's the schedule tab. Continuing through, we have the community tab. Community tab is where you're going to find all of those engagement features. So again, they can see the attendees. We looked at the discussions. My game is not turned on, but I'll talk you through it. What the game is we use engagement scoring in the attendee hub by default. So we track every single thing that someone has done from the time they clicked, every single thing that they've done in the site. You can use that engagement scores to create a game, or we use the engagement scores to create a game. So I can say, give 5 points for asking a question, give 20 points for checking in.
The
on time.
Eurocoke lot used to get really excited about this. We had it in Hoover
Really?
and there was like a leaderboard of who'd done most of the
Yeah.
networking, and the Eurocoke lot got so into it. And they were like talking about it and they're like, I'm ahead of you now and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, you guys are like,
Can't imagine that with them.
Well, they're quite competitive.
they really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that guy from Alexander.
Oh, Alexander's,
He was, like,
yeah,
leading it.
he's very good, yeah.
And this one does give you a leaderboard and everything automatically.
You can do this for like a free delegate ticket the following year.
Next tab is Expo. This is where you have your exhibitors and sponsors. So if you create an exhibitor or sponsor, you'll be able to see them here. They each will have their own profile page that they can create, right? They can have welcome videos, data, details, links. And what's cool is you can even give them a virtual booth. So you see how this says meet now? I am the moderator here. So I can check in as a member of the booth staff. So I'll say check in. I'm now available. Maybe this is the one-to-one meetings he was talking about. So this is for my delegates to now be able to meet with an exhibitor. So it's like a literal virtual booth. So I checked in as the exhibitor. I'm gonna go now to the attendees section. So I'll call. So here now, if I wanted to, I can actually say I want to meet Keegan now. And if I say meet now, it literally is going to pop us into a meeting. So I can accept. And now we can have a discussion as exhibitor and attendee. So lots of little options that you can have. I don't know what camera is going to use. I only have one, but lots of little options you can have, and you can do things like share your screen. You can see the participants.
So the track who talks to who.
It tracks who talks to who and the duration of the meeting, but obviously we don't know what you've talked about. But yeah, it does track that.
So I would know you and Jim had a discussion,
Yes,
how long, but that's all I know.
yes, exactly right.
So is this, the exhibitor part, something that we would send to like their admin so they could fill it in before the event, for example?
For the exhibitor profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a separate training for exhibitor management, just as an FYI, but yes.
A separate
you
one?
will be able to-
Yes.
Oh, separate training.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
We're
Yeah,
gonna have a
separate training for
separate
it.
virtual exhibitor management training about how we use the exhibitor.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay.
But the idea is that, yes, we can send the link and they can fill in their own.
And
profile.
delegates can do the exact same thing to each other? No. Have a meeting like that with each other? No.
Which is what Chris and I should check with.
Okay.
Sure that we spoke about that
Yeah,
with him. So Chris and I will look into that, get back to you guys.
and for your second one, back to your question of, I forgot the question, I'm so sorry.
I was about kind of exhibitor admin. So sometimes the person we're talking to before the event isn't the one who's coming.
Yeah.
So can that admin come in here and fill?
Yes, so for the exhibitors, just like the speaker, each exhibitor has to have an admin.
Okay.
So you're gonna set up an admin when you set up the exhibitor. the admin gets a link to what we call the exhibitor portal. So similar to the speaker resources portal, you can set up tasks and things for the exhibitor to do. They can upload all of this information, add their booth staff and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, they have access to manage this, but you can also do it for them. You can create all of this. You can have them send you the information so that you upload it. You can have an approval process, just like the speaker resource center, so you see it first. So yeah.
And the admin person, it wouldn't have them down on our attendee list.
No, for exhibitor management, no, the admin doesn't need to be on the attendee list at all.
Okay.
Probably just need to update the sales form, so it's noticeable. You can add it in or buys the specs ticket, so it's there, clearly right from day one.
Well, and you can put it in your exhibitor, whatever it is, welcome email as well, to say. Who do
Yeah.
you want to be your marketing person, for example?
That would already be automated in the system.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We need it before start uploading that. Sorry, my next question was going to be, if we do have the one-to-one appointments, can they do that same meeting, a one-to-one meeting with people, the online that you just showed us?
Yeah.
So that's all trackable as well,
Yes, even more track, again, not what they.
not what they're talking about,
But yeah, even more
we
track.
know company, this guy from this company spoke to this guy from this company.
Okay,
So there is exactly the same exhibitor portal place as well as the same as the speaker. It's exactly the same.
it's similar. The exhibitor portal has more in it. Oh yeah, yes.
No, we've done one music.
The exhibitor portal, yeah. Yeah.
But we're not talking about that today.
No, so that's gonna be a separate,
Separate.
there's gonna be a separate virtual session with everyone, where we're gonna go through that.
Okay, almost done with the preview. So that was the expo. Next to that, we have the more tab, and this is just additional features. For example, I've added a floor plan in here. And the floor plan is, it's not a floor plan. The floor plan is actually relatively easy to create. Let's do it. Because you're just adding an image and the system is able to plot your sessions. So it could actually tell people what sessions are happening where, in what area of the actual event. And they can actually join the session directly from the floor plan, as well.
And I was looking at this, you can add exhibitors to the floor plan as well, can't you? So instead of having a static floor plan for Suspect, for example, we could have one like that where they can see
Yeah,
the exhibitor.
on the exhibitor.
We need to create the image first.
Yeah, so you need to create your image. You just add it in as a JPEG. And then you're literally just plotting.
So we've gone back to what Emma said about adding the exhibitors, so we can add, we add the JPEG, that is the logos, and then we add the system somehow picks all of that up.
Yes. I can show you how it does it, but yes, it's. Absolutely.
That's just saves you like.
So much nicer than that crappy static image we have at the moment.
Very nice. You do, don't knock yourself down.
Is that just something that goes with the hotel?
So that's the hotel one, or we could create a more basic one that's not as word technical
Yeah.
as that.
Once you create it for one hotel, then
You
surely you don't need to keep creating it.
Well, yeah, we go back to the same hotel so
Yeah.
many times
Yeah.
that you just.
Yeah, and actually the floor plan are virtually identical.
Do they send you floor plan?
Yeah.
Could you use that?
You could, I think we would just need to make it less like with all the extra.
Less
details we
busy,
don't
yeah.
need. And that's not difficult to do.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I know we're gonna have this for the exhibitor thing,
Go for
with
it.
the floor plan.
Yeah.
When we contact some of the exhibitors for the very first time that they're exhibiting, we contact their admin person who's going to set up everything. And they look at the floor plan ahead of time before we've launched all of this to see where they want to pick their table.
So you want to use a floor plan almost like advertising to sell a different spot?
Yeah, to say which table do you want? They can go in there and they can see which tables have been picked.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a long answer to that question. Because I've come across that a few different times from a few different clients. And there's a few different ways people have been doing that. The one that we are seeing most consistently is either in registration or via a pre-registration survey where you create an image and that image is tied to a matrix question. So I have an image with all of the different plots of this is booth 1, this is booth 2, this is booth 3, this is booth 4. I, as an exhibitor, register, I want booth 2 because it's a matrix question tied to a 1 cap. Then when the next exhibitor goes, booth 2 is gone. So then they just see booth 1, booth 4, booth 5, whatever is left. And then they can continue going, so on and so forth. So that's the
Matrix.
matrix.
Matrix
I
question.
think it's either a matrix question or a ranking question. I'm pretty sure it's a matrix question that I use for it.
The only thing with that is obviously we limit some of the spots in SUSPAC based on how much money people are spending with us. So we might not necessarily want them to pick.
No, but if I do it for, I do it for my other events with PDFs, and then then it's easy for me to kind of quickly send them the blank one, it's all filled in. They tell me, and then I just update it back.
What I would likely do, if you want to use the attendee hub, I have a she's a third-party planner, and what she does is she has one event created, and she just uses that as her item. She's event diagramming, which is a different feature, and she uses floor plans in the attendee hub. And what she does is she has one event. In that event, she has a whole bunch of floor plans for different venues, and then she has a whole bunch of in the diagramming area and here in the attendee hub as well. And what she'll do is take her event app, is what she goes to her clients with, and she pulls up floor plan of the Hilton. And she says, okay, this is generally where I'll have these booths, it's XYZ. So instead of doing it within the event that other attendees potentially have to use, she has one area. She doesn't need to register people because she's showing them. So she's not using registration counts. And she's able to show all kind of floor plans. And also because she has different things built into that event, she's able to like go back and forth real quickly. If an exhibitor says, how will I actually look if I do it? She's like, oh, well, here's an example of this exhibitor. And she just clicks on the floor plan and shows them. So I find those two have worked the best from what I have heard.
Can we have the floor plan on the website, as in not the attendee hub, but the actual front end site?
Not in the same way. I guess you can do it via some type of workaround. That
Because we-
escapes me, but no, not this functionality.
You just mean not with the buttons that show where sessions are, is that what you mean?
Yeah, and yes,
Because we
but
don't really need that
also,
on the website, do we?
We don't need that, but having the
Picture.
exhibitor booths and being able to like see them all
yeah.
rather than would be better than.
So literally
And
just like a
you need that
PDF.
feature for that. You need that feature to do that because what we actually do is we create locations in the event, and then for the location, we say these things are happening there. So it's technically a location that you're seeing, not even the exhibitor. All we're saying is that the exhibitor should be shown in this location. So you have to use the sessions location feature in order for you to be able to see these plots.
And that's only available in the
hub.
attendee hub,
Yeah.
not on the
Right.
event site.
Exactly, yeah. I have seen people do it, that I mean, I know that people are doing it on the site. Like I said, the matrix question is one, but I can ask.
Yeah.
But but in theory, could we not give people access to the hub without giving, not making the delegate list live?
Well, this is for people who aren't even registered yet.
Yeah.
This is on the sponsor
No,
page,
yeah.
like a advertising tool.
Yeah, it depends. They can't see the hub unless they're registered. They can't access the attendee hub, so the event app unless they're registered.
But we can put just images onto the website. can't we?
Which is what we have right now, though.
Yeah.
I just mean if we could have something that.
Like interactive.
Yeah,
I mean, we can probably do it with CSS coding. I'm not a coder, but I'm sure that's something that can be achieved.
because it's only that event.
It's only suspect,
It's only suspect.
just be nicer.
Okay, I've written it down.
Thank you.
All right, so that's the floor plan. Back to the more tab. The last thing that we have here is the About Us page. And believe it or not, this is the only custom content that I've added to this attendee website. Everything else automatically comes across from the registration site. So on this custom page, I've literally just come in and created a page with some details about Cvent. Quite simple. All right, so that's a preview of the attendee hub. Settings over here, notifications, and then your full profile is on the other side. It's 3:09. What I would like to do really is I want to show you guys how it looks on the event side. Are you guys okay? Do you feel like you want a 5-minute break or I'm going to continue? Want a
Yeah.
break? And I just really quickly beg to show you the event app preview, and then we take a little 5 minute just to get the previews done, and then it'll take me 2 seconds, I promise you. It'll not gonna take me 2 minutes, so I'll be quick.
20 minutes.
Okay, so let me just go into Zoom. This is literally gonna take 2 minutes. I'm gonna time myself. So this is the exact same information that you would have seen on the attendee website, right? It's the same event. So I'm gonna log in. Once I log in, I'm gonna get that verification code. Then once I have logged in, the first time you log in, sometimes it takes you through like a builder to build your profile. This is just because I clicked the notification. So I'm gonna press home and go away from it. But I have the same home screen that we saw before, right? With view mode. I can add my sessions here. I can see the welcome videos. I have the schedule. If I wanted to go into a session, I can go into the session from here. I can watch the recording or watch the session live if I wanted to. If I go to the floor plan tab, I can see those floor plans, just like I was able to see before.
You zoom in on the floor plans on the phone.
Yeah. You can even filter it by the type of thing you're looking for. So if you're just looking for exhibitors, you can do so as well. Okay. And then in the More button, you have those additional pages. There we go. Well, let's see if the game opens up on my app. Go check it and enjoy. There's a About Us page. And then I have my profile here on the other side. I have my QR code automatically on my profile. And on the event app, it also uses AI. So I could see my polls. Notice I can manage polls here as the moderator. So I can see all those polls. I can open them up to be able to open. I can display them if I wanted to from the phone. And then 2 more things. Oh, well, the share stopped. But the last thing that I wanted to show you is how to go available, or rather how to go visible. Share the screen one more time. Okay, I think I keep locking it by accident. I'm not going to do it again. The last thing I wanted to show you is just here in the profile tab. Actually, people online didn't see it. One last thing for the people online, I promise. Point off. So the last thing that I did want to show you is if I scroll all the way down, you have this daily highlights that you'll only see on the app. And what that will do is it will tell you all the things that you have actually done. So like on Monday, the 3rd, it could show that I had 1 connection, right? It could show me on the 26th of November, I met with 1 exhibitor. It was Corp. I saw it requested it at 6:43. And what's great is it can also generate you a personalized summary of what you've done. So I did one on this date. It told me my day was packed with XYZ. And I can see all the information about what I've done, including some summaries of the sessions I actually did too. So just in the event app, you do have a few extra options that they'll see from Cvent IQ. Okay, I just wanted to show you that, the final preview. Now, shall we take a little break? 5, how long? 5? Okay, let's do a 5-minute break and come back at 20 minutes past, everyone. So if you're online, we'll come back in 20 minutes. Oh, sorry, 20 minutes past, so about 5 minutes.
Very.
Well,
yeah, but you think you're married?
Yeah, but he's not.
You have a girlfriend, right?
I don't know, they're gonna that one is. What's the premise?
So the original, this
It was just a running.
the original one is based on a franchise image. And it's set like further.
All the little tricky bits where you're going for chocolate again.
Be cool.
Yeah, kind of.
But it's
Not to
really not.
criticize your eating choices.
I can have more coffee.
How many did you have?
It's gonna be about
I
relationship.
didn't have any because I don't have any left. That's why.
I found one at my,
You still have a decal.
what's the point?
Well, why do you put 40 capsules of decal? There's no point.
Because I was trying to be good and then I went and bought 2 packs of decaf coffee, thinking that it was caffeinated coffee.
Maybe it's just not showing.
I've sent you a Teams message. I just want you to fix to look into. Where would it be? Would it be in our?
Also, I still need to check that for Pinky anyway.
The scope of work? Everyone from this session is in the reporting section of the thing, you can just carry on mouse working.
Is it up of the attendee hub and then reports?
And that's it.
Yeah. Reports, honestly, I could probably get all of these done by 4 because the setup of the attendee hub really takes. In reports, I think it's a bit of a question. Yeah. With these on sets, I feel like you get to a point where it's like, okay.
And then you take so much information that you're like, there's nothing, there's no left.
Yeah.
You haven't been doing any more this week, have you?
Yeah, tomorrow, but not on site.
Virtual.
Yeah. Virtual tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday, I don't have any.
We need to schedule our virtual sessions with you.
Yes, should we do it? I'm gonna use the restroom. Should we do it before I leave today? Just to make sure I have a few options for you on the calendar,
I
because
feel like you could give us the options and we'll fill in the content. If that makes sense, because we need to think about what we still need to do, which is like email marketing,
Exhibit management.
exhibitor management. We have to do a digest version of what you've done in the last 2 days with our team in China. But we need your help with that, because obviously it can't be 2 days long.
And I don't think they necessarily need to know everything that we've covered either.
No, so that's what I mean by we need to think about the content, because I think we can come back to you and go, this is what I think they need. Maybe it's a 2 2-hour sessions, for example, and then email marketing and the other thing as well. You could give us your,
Availability.
yeah. That would, over the next month, what, 2 3 weeks?
Yeah.
my availability for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
or do you not know that? Or are you going to tell me that that's blocked out
Yeah, no.
completely?
Yeah, I'm booked until like the middle.
How much are we talking?
I'm booked until the middle of July, actually, I think.
Wow.
But if it's shorter sessions, I could maybe squeeze you guys in exact.
Well, maybe we just need to pull Catherine into the into the conversation as well, because you're, even though we would much prefer you do it, you're not the only one that can, right?
That's very true.
But not that I'm trying to dispose of you or
You're
anything.
really great, but we don't need to.
Ines,
Consistent.
I know.
we don't want to lose the consistency that you've got. And the
I think it's
understanding.
really important that
Even does it.
the Asia side.
Oh, 100%.
Like, maybe the other bits we probably get away with.
Someone could probably teach us how to do marketing, see that.
And the executive management.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I think she's saying
I think,
the
yeah,
Asia
stuff,
team.
you're right.
Caramel?
Do you fancy flying to Shanghai?
Thanks, Argyle.
When is your next available
One
one?
you use the one earlier.
I think we're looking at the week of the 22nd of
It's not
July.
like wait until everybody.
It's not forwarded in next to you, but.
I didn't put it here. Like that here.
It's virtual, yeah. And I don't think it.
I walked in.
Fine, I still have.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna accept
I
these.
have 3 biscuits left.
Oh,
Three or
dear.
four hours.
Yeah.
Whether that's.
Your legs work too. Let's go get up.
I thought we were a team. I thought we were a
Can we
company.
start setting up our attending?
I don't want that one.
Day?
No, because we don't have the events.
Yeah,
on
Done
yet.
the red one. Oh, okay.
We've got to set the events up first.
So that would be in July, we can do that.
Yes. Yes.
People.
When we say end of July, beginning of August, you guys see the
I
agenda.
think you will be having too much coffee. I can tell.
Ideally, yes, but I think marketers will focus on the event in order of like, so Tom will do special cases and creamer first, for example, and then on. We need to come to them.
I think the 23rd, but I feel like I promised it to someone that I can't find it.
You can email us, like, when you get a chance, if you want, with some options.
Is the break finished? So I was like, let me rush.
Are you jealous of this computer?
No, it's got like, obviously the touchpad is someone that presents all the time, because it's got the presenting tools on it.
When he comes back, remind me to say that obviously it's not really going to be during working hours for
Yes,
him. It's going to be really early.
yeah. Well, we can probably get to flex a little bit.
Yeah, but it'll be like 8 AM.
And I think, to say it, but I think it's going to need someone from us to join as well.
You can do that.
It's an executive decision.
So it probably,
I don't mind doing it.
No, but-
In all seriousness, I don't think we should just leave it.
no,
Because I
it
think
probably need both of us
we
from
need to
from
provide
the
some context.
events perspective as well.
So I think he's just going to find it a bit tricky because he's not going to know any of them. There's going to be no intro. There's going to be no context. There's going to be no, well, this is how we're going to see it. Just go for it.
No, we can both.
States.
Yeah, it's a full specs and then on D&B. I'm questioning about to.
You don't, I'll speak to him. I'm planning to go to paper week, yeah.
I'm planning to go on anywhere that's using Cvent in the first couple of times, but just need to decide how.
You should probably go to Eurocoke then.
You got the short straw.
I'm refusing to go to Eurocoke.
Yeah, nice.
They're all, I just say, they're all really needy and annoying, and they all know me, so I don't get left alone.
I'm just going to get bugged, is what you're saying, if I go to it.
Nice hotel though.
So really nice.
I'm
In
in.
Barcelona.
I'm in.
There you go.
Then Charlie and I plan to talk to like reference. As well.
I said to Steve that I was going to go to paper week from 3 months, so I'll be there for 3 months, special days. You're away that week, aren't you? Yeah. Definitely done that.
Yeah, I was gonna say love.
I was playing golf all week, it's fine.
Someone must have approved that then.
That was me.
That's if you want, it's fine, so.
You're like, I will, but
The 23rd of
That was so
June.
evil.
Does that
Paper week, beer, golf.
no,
Your limit.
because they're in China,
No, I
Yeah.
it'll be early morning, yeah.
I will need to get back to you on that then. Once I run to the
We were thinking 8 AM UK time,
start or end.
start.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's
Right.
I'm gonna ask for 5 in the morning.
What's that for?
Yeah, no.
I think they're 8, 7 or 8 hours ahead of us.
one of them?
Oh, you put the wrappers down.
I'm not even really good, but I'm actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying to recall, that was.
That's amazing.
Never buying off of Christmas.
Oh.
I think you deserve a timeout. Go to the corner.
There's no bin. There's no bin on that side, especially all over.
Things like it's gonna be-
You know, but I'm not saying that there was calling somebody out.
Okay.
Well, you called me out. You're like making fun of me. I mean, that's not very. You were.
Last thing you
Of course I made crumbs.
Child.
How long do you reckon? 2 hours, 3 hours?
Before you talk about development.
One session.
One
session.
It's
I think more than one.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that the exact same roles that you've been working with over the last 2 days. There's no lesson for them.
Yeah, you'll have
You need to, in theory, know everything. So you need to.
And we'll do a dummy event
So
before we
that
go.
I think the engagement
Just-
sticks, because it's virtual, isn't it? Best testing.
Should I hold two?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's it,
Yeah.
When you
Miss
guys come.
that. Yeah, I meant half an hour, like half an hour middle.
The middle, what you stick on.
Yeah.
It's not that Wednesday.
Yeah, dates to make.
I can take it, I can take it off.
Well, if you want to be serious, I could do the 22nd and the 24th, or I could do the 24th and
Well, hopefully we can get it all.
the 3rd, yeah.
I think the same week.
You know, there's a I'm here on the 22nd.
You don't have to, I could do it.
I think it's gonna be that, a lot of it is gonna be pre-said before the manager, so none of it be in person doing it.
Yeah.
In the office.
23rd.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, so then why don't we do the 24th and the 29th?
Is.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that,
If everything working fine.
No, Gen Z.
Yeah.
99.
Yeah.
24th and 29th?
Is that not-
Yes, I think so, yeah, if that works.
Improve it, Jim.
Now to make sure that, I'm just gonna email Nancy and ask her
I
to.
asked the hotels to give them their like staff, to give you the staff email password and then the guest to guest.
So we can use the, they can find the fee, we can then sure, yeah.
It's so easy to wind up.
You can't call me a millennial, I'm not, I guess.
Is he aged you?
Not so you have to go online to prove
Don't be
it.
so offended, you'll agree.
I said he's a millennial. I'm not a millennial.
Gen Z, you should say a millennial. Nasty.
Only millennial would know the age of the cutoff.
Come read the room. Look around you.
He's just playing us all. He's like, let me
Don't
just
bring her into this. That's a red flag.
You both are red flags.
Put this on me.
Okie dokie. Let's pick back up everyone. And what I want to do now, I've closed my previews. And what I'm going to do now is we'll build the attendee hub from our training that we've been doing together. So feel free to follow along in your account if you would like. Just remember that the attendee hub that you guys have in your template is not branded because it's still being worked on. Okay, so it's not the final result that you'll see.
Edit the video.
You know what you can do as well? Sorry, I hear a lot of things. Your video section for these recordings, if you open those videos there, raises it automatically for you, so you can jump to sections and just let you have.
In what event?
So we can upload these recordings into Cvent, then the internal staff members can.
Yeah. What I've been doing when I do recordings is I upload them directly into the client's video center now because the chat already did, and then just prepare it.
Cvent's amazing.
Not that.
Okay, I think that's a general consensus. But I think that's a general consensus.
I hope that is, I hope I see that on the feedback surveys for Keegan, because that's the only one tied to my salary that I'm excited.
That survey at the top, you just click on yes, you put 100% at the top. Get to the end of this quickly.
Okay, let's go ahead and build out our attendee hub online. I'm not sure if you heard just now, but what I was saying is we'll do this together. So feel free to open up your event and follow along. But remember, your attendee hub in your template is not fully branded, it's not fully finished. So what you're seeing now is not necessarily the end result that you will see. It's all finished. Okay, so back into Cvent, if we are all together, but looks like we are. I'm going to use my recent items drop down to go into my training event. You guys feel free to do the same. Once I'm in my event, I'm going to navigate down to the Attendee Hub tab. And from Attendee Hub, website and app is where we design. Notifications is where we build our notifications, and compliance is if we have terms of use, maybe our terms and conditions that we wanted people to see when they joined the hub first, we can add it there as well. So let's add website and app together. In website and app, we're going to select now manage website and app. This is going to open up the app builder for us. This is
Can I
our
ask a
discussion.
question? Sorry.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
just got a pop-up says session snapshots now available.
Oh, session snapshots. Yeah, what's your
Would
question?
we have, that's included?
Yes, yeah, so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so FYI, a session snapshot is just if a session was happening live and an attendee did like a screenshot on their phone, it captures at that point of the session, if you're doing it through live display, the slides that they were talking about and a summary of what the speaker was saying at that point. Is what session snapshots are.
So that's only if we're like streaming the event.
That's if you're streaming the event or you're running the audio through
Okay.
the, what's it called? The live display.
Really,
Yeah, I like it because
it's really amazing.
instead of having to take your pictures of the slides, it captures everything for you. It gives you a summary. I think I might have some.
So it was only you who sees that, not everyone.
Yeah, just you
Okay.
as an individual will see it when you do it.
In every individual season, if they want.
Yeah, but like if you do it, I won't see yours.
Exactly.
You just see yours.
Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so we're all in the builder. So now overview is obviously going to give you a little bit of an overview with a checklist. On the right-hand side where it says go live, when you are ready for people to review your website or your event app, you just literally say you're going live on it. FYI, this live preview across the top right, this is only for the event app. There's no way for you to preview the attendee website, so you have to activate it and then join it yourself. Remember, no one actually gets access until you send them the joining link. But that's because there's literally no web link for us to test until we create it, and then we can go in and edit.
But the content should be the same as what's on your phone anyway. Right?
Well, he's got a blue light that say like.
Once you go live, can you?
Close it.
Yeah.
Not the attendee hub. You can do that with registration. Let me try. I've never tried to do that recently. So let's see, because these things change all the time.
We had a demo with someone who was showing us the
Like this
attendance
page.
page. He said that we
Yeah,
could
that's clicked to-
set a date and turn it off.
To turn it off, yeah, but she was saying, can you reopen it?
Oh, right.
And I don't think, no, you can't. It doesn't have a drop down. So it's either open or close. Yeah, and once you close it, it's.
Oh, okay.
So if you made a mistake, you wouldn't be able to
This,
turn
right.
it should and then.
Yeah, no, it's not like, yeah, good call, because that's a good suggestion for the registration site. You're right. So very good thought process. You can't on the attendee website, just to throw it out to the room, if you have opened it up and you see a mistake on the registration site, you would normally say close it so no one else can register, fix your mistake, and then reopen it. On the attendee hub, you can't do that, so you just have to fix that mistake.
But presumably, you can't access it until we tell them they can access it. So we can create it, check it for errors and mistakes, and then give it to people. So hopefully.
Yeah. Exactly right.
That never happens. Never happens.
We never make mistakes. What are you talking about?
Okay, so back into the builder. So right, we know this is how we activate. Coming down, we have the design tab. In the design tab, I'm going to largely skip it because that's going to be done in the template for us. I do just want to come down to two areas. I'm going to come into the event app images. This is where we're going to put the logo that we want to have for the event app. So I don't know if they're different based on the event or if it's always the Smithers logo, but you name it always Smithers. Oh, different, okay. So this is where you would come in and change that icon for the event. Just like using the media library in your event website. The one thing that I want to call out is we have recommended pixel sizes. It's below each of the images that you add. So this one is 400 by 400. I always recommend sticking to them because it kind of stretches things out if it's not necessarily the exact same. Mostly when it's smaller pixel sizes, it doesn't look great. So I will try to stick to that. The splash screen is another really cool one. So the splash screen is going to open up while the event is being downloaded onto someone's mobile phone. So again, this is another area where you can add maybe an image of your sponsor because this will show up only that's not a great image. Let's see. None of these are great example images. I'm just going to use this one. I'm gonna say edit in, oh, it's a piece of paper. It looked like something else when it was small. Okay. I'm gonna open it like that and say save changes. And now when someone is logging in, this is the first screen that they'll see. It lasts for about 4-ish seconds max. So what most clients will do is put like a picture of their main sponsor here because that's the first thing you see when you're downloading the app, and then they're now on to the hub.
Is it every time you open the app, this pops up, or just that first time?
It always shows up the first time. It sometimes shows up if you go back in and there's like a lag or something. So it goes up like instead of you just seeing nothing when you're trying to get on, it
This
might.
this is if we close the app on the phone and then reopen it, not
Yes.
if we just turn the phone.
Oh, yeah, no,
No.
yeah. Is if you
The
close.
app's still running,
if you
it doesn't
leave
show.
the event.
Yeah.
If you leave the event, yeah. So when you log out, I should be clear about that. There's in the app, you can log out and also exit the event. You can exit the event without logging out. Because remember, it's a Cvent container events app. So let's say I'm attached to 2 of your events going on at the same time. I can exit one event and go into the other without logging out. If I've not logged out, then when I go back in, the splash screen should not reappear. But if I have logged out, then in that login process, it might pull that splash screen up again. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. And you can do the same for website images. Website images are going to now be attendee website. So this is where you can upload, again, a logo image. And you can see where they're going to appear on the kind of right-hand side of your screen. And you can also do that background image, which is, remember when I logged in to the hub the first time? Is that the right? If I log out, try to log back in. This background, this blue purple background is what we are adding here in this login background image. So it's the background that goes across there. Okay, I'm going to leave the others as is because these again will generally be themed for us in our template. Let's come down. Let's go into floor plans. So the next thing we would add is a floor plan. And I should add that once we add something in here, content in here, the system will automatically create that floor plan page. So we're not actually saying, I need a floor plan page. Once we have a floor plan, it creates the page. Once we have a filter, it creates the page. If you have a session, it creates this page. No sessions, it does not create the page. It does it all automatically. So I'm going to say create a floor plan. I'm going to label that event floor plan. You're then just going to pull an image. So I'm going to say upload image. I'm going to actually add a new folder called Cvent so I can remember to remove it.
And we can put all our floor plans in this one folder for all our different hotels.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go into my desktop and let's hop into our on-site resources folder.
If this is attached to one event.
No, this is the media library.
Yeah.
The only, I guess, we would have to indicate where the tables or where the booths would be. on that floor plan?
I guess
Not
if
just a
that,
blank room floor plan.
yeah, if that's what you want them to see, yes. It depends on, like, you mean, what you mean? Like, you're literally gonna put, what do you mean? I didn't visualize it. I thought I put my.
And so our floor plans, when we give them to sponsors,
Okay,
we actually show the tables where they're going to be.
okay.
Is that what we would be putting on there? We'd actually have the tables? Or is it a blank floor plan with nothing?
Yeah,
And we then
I
tell
would,
the machine, tell Cvent where the tables are gonna be?
I would put a blank floor plan.
Yeah.
Because you're now going to place pins that will show which exhibitor is where. So in my mind, the pin becomes the table as opposed to you putting a table and then there's a pin on top of the table.
Okay.
Let me just find my floor plan. I can't find so
A lot.
floor plans have this.
I mean, they started for one floor plan, we just in there.
I don't know. My floor plans have disappeared. I can't find them, but I'm just going to use a photo. I will imagine this is a floor plan. This one. Not a great floor plan, I know, but so once you have your floor plan, you're literally just going to say add location pin. You position that pin wherever you want it to be. So maybe I want it to be back here. And then it'll pop up asking you, is this a session or something else? If we had created exhibitors, it would give us a third box for exhibitor or sponsor. So I'm going to say it's a session. It's then going to ask me, where is the location from the locations I've created? So I'll say conference room B. I can add a description if I want. I'll just say done. And that's how we plot the area for the floor plan. So we would literally just keep adding location pins. Maybe I want to identify the restrooms now. I'll say it's another type. Restrooms located here. And I can show the restrooms. It's that simple. And I'll say save image, and that's the floor plan done.
Quick question on that. If
Yes.
you've done it for one event and then we use the same floor plan for another event, is there any way of copying it?
So yes, but the only way to copy the attendee hub, the
Copy the whole.
yeah, yeah. But if you did copy the whole thing, that would also come across.
And
Okay.
is there a media library for all events, or is it under what?
It's the same media library, so you guys have one library and then you can organize it in folders. So if I leave, don't leave the attendee hub, but I'm gonna leave and I'm going to go into the admin section. From admin, I'm gonna go into libraries. And in library, we have like media. So it's just one media library, and then you have those different folders in the library. And then within the folder is where you can like upload your images. But you can't limit who can see it. It's either you have access to the library or people have access to the library. Actually, that's a lie. You can have access to it, full access, or you can have read-only access, and you can add things to the library, but you can't like see, you can see some pictures and I can see some. Okay, let's go back into that event. To follow up on the floor plan, I just want to remind you how we added those locations and how to make sure a session is attached. So in my agenda tab, I have session locations. So this is where those locations that we saw are pulled from. You can create a location if you wanted to, but I prefer to do it in the session list. Once I'm in that session list, I'm going to go into the session. And then once I'm in that session, I'm just going to edit. I'm going to scroll down to the location. So you can also add this when you're creating the session initially. Right. I'll close that one, 3 dots. And you can create your own location from here as well. Now I have a new location. If I went back, I can now add an additional pin of where that location is going to be. So for example, if I was just working on the floor plan, I would probably just go into locations, create all my locations, add them to the floor plan as the pins, and then whoever is building the agenda, they can then choose from those locations when they're creating their session, knowing that the floor plan is already created for them automatically. Okay, let's go back into that builder. So attendee hub, website and app, and then back to manage website and app. All right, so that was the design tab. We also then did the floor plans, and note you can have several floor plans as well. If I click the three dots, the more button, and click edit, you can edit that floor plan at any time. I wanted to create more floor plans, I can create more floor plans. And so I have a client, that's not my client, but we have a client who does like these cycling road shows around Europe. And what they'll do is they'll say, this is the cycle floor plan for today. And then when they don't want it to be seen anymore, they'll literally just hide it. So now this is no longer visible, and then it's visible on the second floor plan, which is the one for today. As an FYI, they even put, you see the other pins, they use those as prize locations. If you get there first, you receive a prize and all kind of crazy stuff. It's kind of fun. Okay, so those are the floor plans. Continuing through, let's look at the home page. Actually, let's skip home page and let's say custom page. So a custom page is where we can create our own content. So I'm going to say create page. Custom page is actually building the page, like that Cvent page, blue and yellow page that I created on my site. An external page will show the page in your navigation. Let's say Smithers Events is an additional page. But when you select it, it literally just links to a different page, a website page outside of the attendee hub. So let's say your Smithers actual homepage, and it displays it in the app as if it's part of the app itself.
You could do like networking activities page or something.
And then that final one, a document page, again, creates a page in the list, but someone clicks it, it downloads whatever that document attachment is, right? You literally just say it's a document page. I'll say download docs. I'll choose the icon. And then all I need to do is upload the document. So upload the attachment. Add something in here. Just today, what's going on? All right, let's use this champion slides. Then upload to folder. And then select it. That's it. It's there. I save the page. Notice here I can also limit the visibility. I can say only certain registration types can see this page if I wanted to, but I'll just go ahead and save the page. All right, let's go back to custom pages. Let's create another page. And this time I'm going to do an actual custom page. I'm going to say this is going to be right. I think my camera thing is on, but okay, so when I'm creating my own custom page, on the right-hand side, I can see what it looks like it being built on the app or viewed on the app versus the website. And I'm literally just adding sections. So I'm going to add the first section. Why don't we call this one Internet Access? I can upload an image if I wanted to. Same, see if I can connect photo. And then scrolling down, I can start adding the text. So I'm going to say ensure really build it out quite much. The AI tool, just so it's a bit bigger. Give that a second to load. I'll wait for it to load. Some issues. Okay, we'll ignore that. I don't know. It's having some issues, so we let it have its issues. In the interest of time, I'm just gonna continue. I can have the image aligned differently, so I can say have this image on the top of the text. Maybe I want it small in line with the text. And again, the app is different here. Anytime you see app and website, you always want to check both just to see how it's looking. And why don't we make this light blue instead? And we can add another section if we wanted to. Let's make that section white. Perhaps then I'll add some information to say, you can do bullet points, italicize, but I'm just going to add a few pieces of data here, and I'm just going to say same page. Okay. Let's navigate up to the home page tab now. So if you've saved your page, let's go to the home page. And on the home page, it's going to, there you go. On the home page, I am going to be able to create a section. So if I look at my events, if you look at my event, what we are building here are literally what is on the homepage, these video cards that you saw. This is what we're building now. So if I go back into Cvent, I'm on the homepage. I'm going to say create section. And this is where I have the option to add that image, that video, some text. So I'm going to do a video. Let's call this one welcome. And then here we're going to add a video file. So I'm just going to say add video. Notice that you can pull from an internal video, and this is where it's going to pull from your video library. So we've not talked about the video library much, but this is, if I say go to library, this is an additional area that you have where you can add, upload any videos that you want to use across your events. Also, any video that has been live streamed in one of your sessions, this just says video, so it's fine. You'll also see if you said it, you want it recorded, you'll also see them here in the video center as well for you to be able to use. It automatically chapterizes your content. You can add captions, transcriptions to it as well. So it takes a minute to upload. While that's uploading, just so that we're not waiting, let's continue adding some content. So let's cancel the video for now. Okay. Across the top of our screen, I'm going to go to the option now that says schedule sections. So close that one and there's one. Yeah. So scheduling sections allows me to change the order of the home page. So maybe the first thing I want you to see are our featured exhibitors or maybe our featured speaker. I just click it, hold it, drag it to the top. And now that's the first thing that you see. These are the dates of my event, right? Or just random dates. And people join the hub or the app potentially before the event starts, right? You can have the app looking one way before the event starts. The morning of the event, everything automatically changes. And then after the event complete, everything changes again, all automatic. You can do that by scheduling these cards. Like after the event, I don't want you to see my featured speakers. So if I click into those three dots, the more button, I'm going to say reschedule section. And I can do this up to, I believe, 5 times. Oh, more than 5, okay. So you can have it say, I want to see it here from the 6th of June, 2nd of June until 10th of June, then it disappears from the 10th, and then maybe I want it to come back on the 15th of June until the 16th of June. So you can have it automated, how it comes, how it goes, all of those different pieces of content. Okay. So that's how you would manipulate the homepage. I'm just gonna go ahead and say done. And now let's see if that video has rendered. So I'm gonna come back down to the video. I'm gonna go back to add video. If I said external, this just allows me to link a URL. So if I have a video on YouTube that I want you to see, for example, I can have that show up, but I'm gonna go for internal, choose from the library. Here I can see that video is now saved, so I'm gonna select it. I can associate it to an exhibitor if I wanted to, but I'm just going to say welcome is the text that you'll see. I then say save. And then save that page again. And now I have that video, one of your links to the community page, which is no longer available at this library. Oh, yeah. It's just saying that I was linking to a page that I deleted. I don't have any content for. Okay, so that's how we update the home page. We created all of our custom pages. I'm gonna go back to my overview tab. I'm actually gonna go live on the attendee website. You guys don't go live, but I'm gonna go live. I don't have any registrations to this event. I've been removed. So now my attendee website is live. I have the link. I'm gonna copy that link. Start over here. And now I'm gonna sign in exactly as I would have registered for this event. The great thing is this is a test registration, so I haven't actually registered for the event itself. So now I'm in the event. The first thing it usually asks is for your attendees to set up their profile. So it'll allow me to set up my profile. It'll literally take me through all the things. So add your profile picture, update your details, and add a headline. And then you're all set, done. Now let me go into the event. Forgot to cancel a team meeting that I see is starting in 4 minutes. So I just I had to message someone real quick. Okay, so I'm on the website now. You can see the welcome video that I created. You can see the welcome video that I created. So we can watch the video here if we wanted to. If I come down, I can go to the attendees schedule. I can take the feedback survey, and I can even go to the workshop if I wanted to by clicking. It takes me into that workshop. But if I went to my schedule, I can see it here again. So I can go, we didn't add any session details, but I would see the session detail here.
If you haven't registered for that,
Mhm.
is this where an attendee can come in and book and pay for a workshop? Post registration.
So yes, the only caveat to that would be the paid part. I'm not sure about if they'll allow it because a feature request we've received is for people to be able to select sessions that are paid sessions on the hub. As far as I'm aware, currently they cannot because they need to go back to registration so that they can make payment because they can't pay on the hub. So yes, it would allow them to enroll in the session, but not the paid one.
Okay.
For paid ones, you can create, most clients will create like a card on the homepage that says, if you want to select a session, you need to, with a link to modify their registration on the registration section.
That could appear saying this is a paid session. If you would like to join,
Click here.
click here and it takes us back and feeds it through.
This pop-up can say it. It won't say it on the session itself because it's pulling the session description from the agenda that you put, and I wouldn't put that in my session description.
So we need to tell them to go back to the event website and modify their registration.
Yes, and you can do it through this pop-up. You can get it in language management. So the way to find this is if you copy this and put it in language management to find the text and then just change it to what you want it to say.
And would the system flag if there was 2 workshops there and I already bought ticket for one and I went to buy a ticket for the second one, would it flag up that I'm already going to be busy at that time?
It will show you, it won't stop you. If you go to your session, I mean, this only has one session, but if I go to the other one, just this one, and I go to my sessions, it will show you session, like you can tell the session has overlapped. Do I have any that overlaps? This one overlaps. So it shows them together that they overlapped, but you can select them and attend them, like you don't have to. In registration though, there is a setting that says in the sessions registration widget that says you can or cannot register for sessions concurrently. If you have that logic on in registration, it keeps the logic.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
So it will be at the initial registration, if you try to attend to, it would say.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is how let's go back. So this is how the homepage that I created looked. If we go back to the speakers, we can see the speakers that we added in our training event. So I can see the test speakers, I can go into Avocado. I can see that PDF that we added to Avocado. If I go into the community, I can see the attendees. I can message if I wanted to. And then in the More tab, you have the floor plans. So this is where I can see that floor plan that we created with the link to conference room, the session, and the ones linked to the restrooms. There's that document page. So I click document, it quickly just opens up that new thing in a new tab for me. And then the Wi-Fi information is that custom page that we created. So it's really simple to edit, design the actual hub. It really doesn't take much uplift. It's more so the custom pages that you create. In addition to design, we have our engagement features. So I'm going to tell you what they do. I'm not going to necessarily set them up because quite a few of them, but I want to call out the different feature options that you have. So in features, so back to the builder, in personalization, this is where you have the option to see whether they can manage their profile or not. You're literally just going to be able to come in and say they're hidden by default or they're visible. What information can they edit or show or even see, right? Can you see people's company? So this is just the granular bits. Do I want them to have that profile set up? I can turn the feature off. Snapshots, to your question, do I want them to have that feature on or off? Right. If we go to session content, this is where now we can pre-create the polls that we talked about earlier. So if I scroll down, I can say set up polls. I'll create a poll. And I'm going to say add question. I would lay the question out. What is your favorite? Then just hit the return key to give the different options. Then the live display format is if you are going to be using live display, how are the answers going to be tabulated when people are seeing those answers come through? So I want it on a horizontal chart. I'll say done. I can continue adding questions, but I'm going to say done here. And once I do, the final step is to assign it to sessions. I now need to say In my event, which of these sessions will have this poll be available? I'll select all. And for the poll to be visible by the attendees, the moderator needs to say show polls. I think it says display, not show polls. They need to say display so that they can now take the polls. Actually, it says open. Open is for them to take the polls, display is for them to see the answer as they come in.
Do the polls whenever. Like on the day.
Yeah, you can do it whenever. You can do it even if the session isn't happening before, after, during. You can do it whenever. I have a, I'm saying I have a client. We have a client who I train who does educational conferences and they have their polls open, their Q&A and polls open 3 days before the session and they close it the day before. So they'll actually have prompting polls for the attendees for them to go away and like read or whatever they do. And then they'll have the Q&A open for the speakers so that the attendees can send their questions through. And then they pull a report, send it to the speaker so the speaker can prep for it before, and then we have the speaker come in. Okie dokie, so that was our polls. Back to session content on the features. Other things that you can turn on that I think is cool are these reactions on the web. So this just allows you to have people give you emojis like heart, thumbs up as the session is going through, and you can report on that as well at the end. Okay. Community tab. This is where, so you do have appointments on here. You do have appointments.
Thought we did.
Feel so good about yourself right now, don't you?
Nothing gets past them.
Okay. Take that one. Apologies, I gave you the wrong information. Glad we corrected that. Okay. Right, what was I doing? Community. So back in the community, you also have the option to see whether they can do attendee messaging on and off. You can create your discussion topics, turn on collections. You can even manage and turn on the game from here. Exploits for your exhibitors, nothing to do here. All you're doing is saying whether you want them to have their own page and you can preview what the page looks like here. We don't have them set up, so there's nothing to preview. And then more features just allows you to say, do you want them to see the upcoming events? So that's the event calendar functionality. Your events and credits means they can see their events that they've registered for in your account that are coming up, or if you're doing credits, they can see how many credits they have on the account. Travel details, self-explanatory. And that's all we have in the builder. We've already seen notifications earlier. Final things here are your settings. If I go to event privacy, a space for the app is just a way that you can add a folder in the Cvent event container. It doesn't make a difference to the attendees. It's just how we manage things on the back end. To be honest, you won't see a difference yourself. It's just us in the back end of the container. We can see your folder. Event visibility is a really important one. I said to you before, for the app, it is, I go to Cvent. It is Cvent's container app, right? Oh, sorry, I have a muted thing on my phone, so it's all in blue, but it's our Cvent container app. That's not how it looks, but it's Cvent's app. The point of event visibility here is if I say that you are visible in the app, it means as a normal person, if sorry, online, I'm not sharing my screen for this. It's not that you necessarily need to see, but I just want to visit this event real quick. Okay. So you see here now, I'm in the container app itself. I can see a whole bunch of events and I can search for an event via the search bar across here. So if you said that your event is visible, anyone can take the name or title of your event and do a search or just search Smithers and they'll then see the events that you have. We should be saying, if this is your intention, which I believe it is, you should be saying that the event is hidden, right? Meaning when someone goes into this app, they cannot find it by searching their name. If it is hidden, you have to give it a suffix. So I don't know, Smithers. If I wanted to find your app, only way I can find it is if I have this exact code, LVJV Smithers 01. I put that in, that's the only way I'll be able to find your office.
Project codes.
But to be honest, most people will be accessing it from the link, right? So they won't
Yes.
actually need to search it. This is just for people who can't. Link, whatever.
1,000. I never recommend having someone search the container. And then continuing down a bit more, what can they see by logging in or without logging in? So for the app, do I want them to have to log in order to see the schedule and sessions, the list and details? Or do they need to log in order to see anything at all before they can see anything?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then final one is document access. So am I allowing them to download those documents, the attachments, for the entire event and specifically for the sessions? So maybe I want them to be able to see the PDF, but not download it. Is what
But if we want to send the PDFs out, that's that different area. Not this.
exactly right.
Yeah.
I think we'd want that off, wouldn't we? We don't really want them to download everything.
Exhibitor,
Oh, yeah.
white papers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just not session stuff, but everything else.
Everything else,
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't think anybody's ever asked us to.
Will the session documents be presentations?
It would be in a separate area.
This is just like when you're at the event, if you can see it.
Oh, okay.
The shared PDFs, we send them after in a separate,
Different.
Okay. I don't know if I understand when you're saying container app.
So like, it's like the swap card where you'd have to go to swap card. And then go into.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe you'd see that.
it's like, our mobile one, you can go and you can see all the events that were
Yeah.
there. That's,
The container app is the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one question.
Yeah, go for it.
If an attendee registers for the event and then they register for a workshop, where do they see that before we launch the hub and the app?
The only place they'll see that is a confirmation email, or if they go back to the registration site and go to the post registration page, they can see their agenda, if you've added the agenda with them.
What do you mean? What for?
People at suspect, oh, what did I sign up for?
It's all in their registration confirmation.
Yeah, as opposed to them just going back and looking through emails. I'm trying to think if is there an easier
Well,
way of doing it.
They can. When you go to the Cvent event website for the attendee hub, you can, there's a button that says already registered, and then you can get in and see everything that you've done. And that's where you modify as well to add a workshop or whatever.
Okay, so that's the privacy. Next up, we have page visibility, and this one is just where we can see of the pages that we've created, like a document page, is it visible to everyone? Or is it visible to only select registration types?
This is where we can hide the attendee list until
Yes.
we're ready for it to be visible to everyone.
Okay.
Get off from everyone, so no one can see it.
I mean, what is on the app available? About that, nothing we do.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You could also build a page for a speaker dinner, and then keep it visible.
Okay, fine.
Speakers,
Yeah.
that's what you mean, yeah.
VIP lunches, all of that stuff.
Okay, and then our final tab in here is sharing of the event. The only additional thing you're not seeing here is when we make the event app live, it creates a QR code for the event app as well. So people, normally people will have it next to like that registration QR code at walk-in. And then this is the attendee website link as well that you'll see. That's about it. The last thing to show you, I won't set it up, but just to talk through is in the website and app. We looked at notifications earlier. Remember that compliance is where if you wanted your terms of use to pop up when someone opens the app first or when they're first logging into the attendee website, you can add it here. Just remember that if you do that, you cannot edit the terms of use after someone accepts it. it becomes a little bit of a thing of, you know, if you're testing and you put something wrong and accepted it because you're playing around and then you think, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna change it. Bad for you. You might have to create a whole event over copying, but you know, it's a thing. It's a thing to be aware of. I normally tell people two school of thoughts, either put this in right away, correct, so it is there and you don't have to worry about it, or do not put it in until you're ready for your event to be live, and then put it in once. And then
We put, we've got a website and we've got, it's a feature, that'd be a registration, not an agent.
So we wouldn't be using that at all.
Okay, that is the attendee hub. Questions, comments, concern. I should say that's attendee hub live. Only thing that I haven't shown you is how to do live streaming, because I feel like that's a lot for today. But any questions about it? Okay. In that case, the last thing that we have on our agenda for today is going to be reporting. In Cvent, find for you if I don't. Oh, actually, I do have some more slides before we continue. So back to the attendee hub. These are more reference slides for you so that you have them in your thing than today, but since they're here, two types of moderators I mentioned. You have a global moderator, which I think everyone in here should be. It means you can edit chats, you can delete a question if someone says something. But a session moderator is someone you've identified to only moderate a particular session. It also gives them the option to do things like polls or just audience engagement, or if it's a virtual session, you can have them be the host so that they, or the speaker, so that they join the virtual session from the attendee hub session itself. Just things that I want you to see. I don't want to focus on them. This is what chat, Q&A, and polling would look like on the attendee perspective. So they submit a question. This is what the chat would look like. And this is how they submit on polls. We've done all of those in the demo. I showed you live display, but that's what live display could look like. But we talked through live display already.
Great question.
Go for it.
The session moderator, could that be one of our speaker moderators? Or it has to be a member of staff?
It could be anyone.
Oh,
As long as they're registered in the event. I would normally recommend your speaker always being a session moderator, audience engagement, or speaker, never host. I would recommend whoever is the person in this team who's managing that session be the host in engagement. And then if there's anyone else who's like a person who kind of like floats around, I would make them a global moderator so that they could float around the different sessions if they need to do anything. Okay, connections, this is what it looks like. Remember, connections is that feature where you and I are in an event, I can connect to you, and then future events, I can see that you are there, chat. It's on the attendee website. Gamification. So this is how gamification looks in practice. So they can see all of the different actions that they can take. And then there's a leaderboard on the right-hand side that they'll be able to see with. Okay. Reports. So in Cvent, we have a few different areas you can pull reports from. To me, the main ones are event level, meaning you're pulling a report from within an event. Cross event level, aggregate reports, meaning I want one report that has information from several different events in one. And then insights, which are more like your dashboards. So if I hop into Cvent here, and in your account, let's go into, I think you had one event that had a lot of people in it. So I'm going to go into my event. And then within that event, I'm actually, do you know what? I'm going to use my training event because we have, if you guys are using the attendee hub, we have one report. It's called the attendee hub usage dashboard. And I think that is the best attendee hub report that you can have because it gives you everything. You just need to click around a little bit. So I want to first show you an attendee details report. So saved reports are reports you've saved and configured in a certain way. You can rerun them at any time, right? I've added 12 fields to my standard report. I've saved it, so I don't have to re-add them each time. Report templates are our standard Cvent reports, your starting points. And you can schedule a report to run at any date and time. So I want to see this registration report every Friday at 10 a.m. I can schedule it. It will appear here when it has run. Create report on the right is where you can create your own custom reports. So no graphics. I can literally say, give me first name, last name, email. I don't care about anything else. It runs a report for me without me having to go into a template. Let's look at one report. So report templates. I'm going to run the attendee details report. I'm scrolling through so that you can get an idea of all the different types of reports that we have. It's quite a few. I like the invited details report, so I'm going to run that. It tells me everything about people I've invited. They've registered, people who are in cancel status, pending status, everyone in the event. Registrant details is another popular one, but note that will only ever show you people who have completed registration, so it doesn't necessarily give you that full picture of what's happening at your event. So I'm in invited details. First, you're going to notice we have this graphic. The graphics are animated, so if I wanted to see who the 3 people in acceptance status are, that's Cvent's term for registered, I'm going to click it. I can view the data, and then it shows me who those 3 people are. Anything in this light blue color of Cvent is hyperlinked. So if I wanted to go into Sarah's record, I literally just click her name, opens up her attendee record in a new tab for me, so I can do whatever it is I needed to do if I was actually making some changes. Let's go back to the report. I don't like pie charts. So on the side, these 3 dots, remember they're the more button. It means you have more options. I'm going to click it and I'm going to go ahead and say edit. Here, I can change what I'm measuring if I wanted to. And I can even change the chart type that it is if I wanted to, right? Maybe I like a column chart or a gauge chart or a bar graph. And what's great as well is within one report, you can actually duplicate these charts and have them show different things. So maybe one chart is going to show invitee status, and then the second chart is going to show a breakdown of people's companies. And why don't we do it as a... And now I can see the different companies that have registered. If we continue down, we have the built out details about our report. Every report will show you different bits of information, and I have 3 best practices about how you should work with your reports. First, make sure you're the right report. Certain reports just won't show you certain things. Don't waste your time, don't bother. If I'm looking for people who've canceled and I'm in a registration or a registrant report, it's never going to give me that information. I'm not going to waste my time. Second thing is to make sure your report has the correct data. Each report has certain fields by default, but you're not tied to those fields. So right across the top of our screen, I have the data dropdown. I'm going to say change report data. In the selection criteria, I can say, for example, I only want to see people in a certain status, but I wouldn't do that. I would more change the date range if you wanted to. Maybe I only want to see people who have registered over the previous 2 weeks, as opposed to people who registered over the course of registration. But where the real money is in the fields. So I'm going to click fields. I can pull up to 229 fields into this report. Some reports will let you pull more, some reports will let you pull less. Best practice. I'm going to select the option that says only show selected fields because this is what is currently in the report. I would then click to take the fields that I don't want to see out of the report. And then I'm going to untick the option. And now I can pull in any additional fields that I want to pull in, like contact fields. Let's pull in our custom contact fields and then the registration questions that we ask. Anytime you rerun a report, your new fields will always appear on the left-hand side. It doesn't naturally integrate. So the third best practice, after you have the correct data and you're in the correct report, see those additional fields I've added here on the right. So the third best practice is to make sure the report tells the story in the way you want it to. To do that, again, I'm going to those three dots, the more button. I'm going to edit. I can change the columns. So maybe I want, why are you attending this? No, dietary restrictions to be the first column in the report. I'm going to look for it here. This. I'm going to click it, hold my mouse, drag it up to where I want it to be. Update the report, and that was the first column in that report. Maybe I want it as a hidden column. I could toggle it off. It's still in the report, but now you can't see it when you look for data. But I like the groupings. So I can group this report, much more beneficial if it's a bigger report. But maybe I want to group this by people's registration type. Another thing that I've seen is I have a client who does a lot of on-site events, and she'll ask a question around accessibility, and she has an accessibility report grouped by that question, so she can just go in and see wheelchair access, hearing loop. I don't remember what the other ones she uses are, but she can just see them and then see who the person is instead of having to look for that question, which is the benefit of groupings. It's going to give you a count. So if I'd asked that question, I can see 15 people with that wheelchair access, as opposed to having to count up all of those 15s. And you can group it up to 3 levels. So maybe I want to see your reg type first, and then I want to see your invitee status. So I'll update. I can see all the statuses, and then in that value, I can see we have 2 registered and drop down. When I'm happy with the report, actions drop down across the right. I can export or save. I'll save it first. Save it as Keegan's invitees. I can schedule that report. Maybe I want to see that report, like I said, on Fridays. So I'll say, show me weekly or show me only once. Or show me weekly, show me on Fridays from this date to this date. And I want it to run at 8 a.m. 6 a.m. Then I'll update my time zone, make sure it's coming at the correct time zone. Yes, I'm going to receive an email, apply changes, and save. And now when that runs at 8 a.m. on Friday, it sends me a copy. It has a link. I click the link. I need to sign into Cvent, and then that report shows up for me.
We'll change the email address.
No. So you can only send it to yourself, which is the username, the user email in your profile. Sending it to someone else would be.
Can you create separate, I'm just thinking for reports from all the events.
If it's for a stakeholder, we would always recommend who's not yourself. That's why we built the the access portal. So that's where anyone who doesn't have one of your users, we would want them to access reports. That's why
We looked at that this morning, so we can publish any report we like, basically on the web link. If we wanted to create like a global tracker style report for Steve, for example,
That's what I
we can
think.
publish that to the access portal and then send the links to like Rav Steve with reminders, for example, or any of us. So that's doable.
Can you remind me what invitees are? I know registrants is anyone who's registered, and participants is anyone who's checked in on site, right?
Yeah.
But who are invitees?
So I don't know that you will have a lot of invitees, but an invitee specifically is someone you went to the invitation list and you added them to the invitation list, whether it's an import or you pull them from the address book. They're considered invitees because they've not registered yet.
So that'd be like our sponsors.
It'd be like members.
Oh, okay.
Past delegates.
Or CRF, yeah.
Like people that we have sent across from CRM that the marketer's gonna email via CVent.
Okay.
So one question about the report. So if I create a dietary list report and that I want it to get sent to me a week before the event starts, can I create a template and can I then attach that to any of my events?
Not yet.
Or do I have to just keep creating it for every event?
Yeah, different answers. I would create it. Okay, different answers. if you have the same report each time, I would add that report, save it in your template. So each time you create a new event, it creates it with that report in that event. Okay. So that's what I would do baseline. Another option for you is to use cross-event reports instead. So I'm going to show you that next, but it works exactly like your event level report, except that you can pull in several events. So you can create one cross-event report, knowing that when you create a new event, it will automatically flow into that cross-event report with all of the fields that you need. And you get that report in a globally accessible area as opposed to going into the event itself. And then the third option that I might, so those two are probably the ones that I would use. The third thing, just to throw it out, is we do have an enhancement on the roadmap that has been pushed back once or twice to have both email templates, report templates, and different type of template. So in the future, you should be able hopefully to do that, but right now, you can't. It's not a thing.
Is there a quick view of seeing how many people are coming to the event?
Yes. So if I come out of this report, back down to reports, you have the invitee summary. So if you click into that invitee summary, it then gives you that graphic representation of your accepted, which are the registrants who should be coming to the event. And then you can see how many people are in each status of your event.
So the total would be the accepted.
Yeah, the total will be 3 accepted registrants, yeah. And then there's 2 no response. Those will be your invitees who've not done anything yet.
Oh, so technically they're still on our delegate list.
Yes.
Okay.
So technically we have 5 people in this event so
Yeah.
far. 3 have registered and 2 are sitting in, undecided is what we call it, but as invitees.
That the same with cancelled and version.
They would all show here for you. In this little hamburger icon as well, you can download this as a picture. If it's something that you like wanted to send off really quickly and they want to like have to run a report, you can pull that as an image as well and attach it. It also then gives you a table. So if you wanted to drill down to those 3, you could click in and see who the 3 accepted were, and you can export that little table as well. If you wanted to.
Sorry, I think Chris might have answered it, but I'll ask again. Can I create that report for all my events? So it shows up in one report, so event A, event B, event C.
That would be that was the cross event report. Yeah. So answer,
Yeah, I had another one.
go for it.
Is there any way that a duplicate could be added to an event? So the same person twice by accident?
Not unless okay. Technically, yes, but only if they use a different email address. Because you use email address as a unique identifier. So if I registered with my Cvent email and I try to re-register, when I put the email in, it'll say you're already registered and ask for my confirmation number. But if same name, same company, but I put in a different email address, it registers me as a unique registrant. So then it would create 2.
Okay.
Also, Keith, he wants to know, is there a report that will show how many and who has been badged in us?
Yes. So we do have we have 2 different on-site reports. If I go back in here. Participation. Okay, so you have the session attendance history, so that will tell you the individual session key. And then you also have event participants that will break it down for the entire event. And if we go into event participants, we don't have any participants in this event, so it's likely going to be my. But my point would have been, it shows you in that report what device, if they used on arrival, was used to actually check the person in. Okay.
Excuse, can you repeat that again? It shows what? Shows what device they signed in on?
Yes, it shows the on-arrival device that they would have used to sign in. So if they used, and by on-arrival device, I mean the check-in apps. So if I was at one door and Arthur was on another, it would show which of those devices was used to check me in as an attendee.
Okay, it's not that they've logged onto the app.
Oh, okay, so that's different. So if you wanted to see which
No,
device.
I don't.
Oh,
I want
sorry.
to know how many people we've issued. I like to know how many people have actually arrived and are on site. So
Yes,
this
okay.
report would do that.
Yeah, that report I just showed you would do that. Yes, 1000%.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, let's look at cross event. Let's look at the dashboards and then we're finished there. So to access my cross event, I've gone back to my account just because I have more events in here. So to access cross event reports, I am going to navigate in my global navigation and I'm going to go to insights. And in insights, I have cross event reports. Actually, a little different. So when we go to those cross event reports, so once we get to those cross event reports, you'll notice it looks just like the event level in terms of saved reports. You have your report templates and then your scheduled reports. So for example, you see this is my training. This is our global training account for trainers, learning and development trainers. And you see how we have like training sessions, Q4, Q5, all those. So we just create one cross event report, all the fields that we want to see. And then we just know that those new events will just flow in. So we have everything without having to go into an actual event. But here in my report templates, I just want to pull the email detail report. I like this report because it is going to show you the emails that you've sent, if they've been opened or not, and also if that person can even get. So I'm going to view for the current year and run.
These are the emails that are coming directly from Cvent.
So cross event reports, the main difference is when you go in first, it's always going to show you all the different events that have some type of data based on what you search or what you're reporting on. If I were to, for example, click into an event, it then shows me the information, right? So remember your best practice, am I in the right report? Yeah, because I want to see emails. Does it have the correct data? Let's see. So data drop down, change report data. I want to see for the current year. I want to see all invitees, that's right. In the fields, see this one has 400 fields I can pull in. So only show selected. So I can see what's in the report, the person's name, the event, whether it's been opened or not. Maybe I also want to see, oh, let's take that off. Maybe I also want to see if they were a participant in the event or not, if they actually showed up. So I've added my additional field and I'm going to rerun. So now I'm in the right report. I have the right data. The last piece is for me to make sure it tells the story in the way I want to. So maybe I just want to know the individuals and whether they received the emails or not for the last 2 quarters, right? I don't care about the actual event. So I'm going to go into that edit option, into the groupings again. And instead of being grouped by the event title, I'm going to remove the event title. And now why don't we group it by the person's name? And then also if it's been opened or not. So now I can see all of my individuals. I can see we sent to Shah 8 emails. If I click in, I can see he's opened 3 of them. I can see he's not opened 5, and I can see the events and where he's gotten those emails from that he's not opened. So the main thing with those reports are always remember, change it up because it's not necessarily stuck the way that you see it. Okay, so those are our cross event reports. The last thing that I would do with them is filter. So filtering to me is more important than your cross-event reports. I'm going to filter down by the event title now. Maybe I'm looking for a specific event as opposed to all the events. The event title filter is not there, so I'm going to edit my filters. I'm going to turn on that event title. I actually want it to be the first filter, so I'll drag it up. And now I can just choose the event that I want to see. And now I know that I'm only seeing the emails that were sent from this one particular event called Aberdeen on Arrival, right? Versus I want to see best training event, apply. Now I know only one email was sent from that event. So that's kind of how you would use cross-event reports to see specific events versus going into the event level and seeing the same data. One last one, insights. So in Cvent, we have insights in 3 different places currently. You have cross-event insights, which will show you insights across all of your events. We have registration insights, which go into an individual event and show you data about the individual registration process. And then we have session insights, which will do the same, but for sessions for an individual event. So I'm going to show you cross-event insights first. So in cross-event insights, this is going to show you overarchingly all the data from all of the events that you've had across the account. You can see things like how many registrants we've had, how much we've collected, how many events we've had. If I scroll down, I can see events over time, base it on category. I can see how our registration types performed. We have 1,000 registrations. I can see my attendance rate is 12%. If I scroll down, I can see my registry invitee conversion rate. I can see 22% of my registrants actually complete registration, 89% no show rate, which is wild. I can even see 98% of my emails are just unopened, right? So it gives you a good overview of what's going on. And you can break it down by creating subgroups if you just want to see your education events or events happening in your region or events that you manage and you want to see how they performed. And you can also compare them to each other. You can compare them year on year as well. Final thing, let's hop into an event. Let's go for CSG April event. So in this event here, I'm going to look at now the registration and session insights. So in the event, I've come to registration. I'm coming to registration overview. So the event has to already be live for these insights to appear because people have registered. So in the insights area, I can see 77% of this event is checked in. I had 62 registrants. I can see registration versus check-ins. I can change what I'm viewing. Maybe I want to see it broken down by registration type. If I come, oh, one thing that's cool is you can also monitor registrations over time. And an update that we're adding as you are, as your event is being built, or rather people are registering, you can even see the registration trend, and it can also forecast what your registration should be if it's been open. I think the cadence is at least a week or 2. I think it's 2 weeks. Then it can guesstimate what your registration will be based on how registration from your other events happen and the trend in the current event that you're having as well. If I scroll up to the top, I can track registrations. I can track it with revenue as well if I wanted to. And if I scroll all the way back up to the top, it even gives me the option to compare. So I can compare, let's say this is an annual conference. I've got more than one CSG events. I can compare it to my other CSG events. And now it'll tell me how this current event is doing compared to all the other events that we've had, right? So I can see we're down by 1%. I can see a breakdown of the registration types. I should have thought about which one to compare because these don't have registration types, but it basically lets you see all of the different bits of information up and down.
Are these only active events you can compare, or can you compare, for example, like the current one, 26 to last year's 25 one?
You can compare it to all events that have happened, 26, 25, 2024, yeah, all of them. Okay, one more, session insights. So session overview this time. And in the session insight, what's cool is it does summarize your feedback surveys for you. So I can see what my sessions are doing, session attendance. And then here's my feedback summary generator. So give me a second to move up here. And it will actually allow me to do prompting questions. It has specific questions. Okay, so I'm gonna generate this. I want it to tell me, great, these are the survey questions that I created. I don't want to know about the speaker comments, so I'm gonna remove that. I just want it to summarize maybe information about the session duration and session content. So let's take out the other two. But let's also do what made this better and generate. If this doesn't generate, okay, I might just, I'm not gonna try it again, but it would generally generate really cool overviews to tell you what's going on with the actual survey itself. Let's try one more. There we go. So here it's generated that survey on all of my questions. So it says I've had 517 positive, 68 negative. The overall consensus is that content was appreciated. Detailed case studies would have been preferred, and most attendees found the content satisfactory or very, with a minority expressing some dissatisfaction, right? General sentiments, overall attendees expressed satisfaction there. So basically, but it summarizes the information for you. And that's the overview, that's the insights. That's what I wanted to show you for reports. I can see the individual speaker feedback here as well if I needed to. That's everything I wanted to show you guys in terms of reporting, data, and attendees. Questions about reporting, questions about anything that we've done so far. Before we do in the room, online, do you guys have any questions about anything? Is everything clear? Before we start to speak in the room, I just wanted to check to make sure everything's okay with you guys. Any questions, things you wanted to go over again?
A lot of data. I'm sure at some point we'll have lots of questions.
Okay, no worries. I feel like it's the taking in time, isn't it? It's a lot to take in. It's a lot.
It is.
How about in the room? How about in the room? Anything that you guys wanted to discuss, questions, comments, concerns? So I'm talkative before. I love this for me. That means that I have successfully gotten to the end and made you guys think about a whole bunch of stuff. So the last ask from me is for you to please scan this black QR code and complete the feedback survey. We're going to send it out after, but it is for me. I said this before. Literally, I could not show up to work for 3 days and no one would know. But this is how my manager knows what I've done. So please complete that. And then I'm gonna send this slide deck out and Chris will send it across to you guys. The links for the On Arrival app are also there if you did want to download it as well. And I'm gonna add it in, it's not there yet, but some best practice reports for the attendee hub as well for you guys. Okay, while y'all are doing that, I'm gonna give you a chance to think about questions. I've been drinking a lot of water, so I'm gonna run to the restroom and come back. When I come back, I'll see if you guys have any additional questions as you do.
I'm very good. No, it's in plan. I get it, it's so bad to middle of writing. Because it doesn't tell you anything.
Go for it.
Because I've been trying to figure out this delegate situation. So I've been in this test event. So these people
I
are,
mean, this is not a testament, this is your template, though. Just FYI.
they're the same email address.
Yes, but those are tests. So for a test, and you can tell because it says test on it, that means it's not an actual registrant. So
Okay.
they didn't actually register anyone. They went to the home page.
It's like a
and did
future
a test.
Okay.
So you can go test yourself, the other thing, like because the intention is for you to test different weapons.
Okay.
So that's what you're seeing how more than one. If it were a live.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't see that test. You go to overview. And then in registration, yeah, see how it's pending, it's not live.
Yeah.
So when you, if she works with, like, I'm saying she was taking these. They work with them, make the application, all those tests that you see that disappear. If that person did register, and they would only do it once, but also
Okay.
make registration.
Okay.
It's confusing, it's like literally. And you're like, why am I seeing these people? But it's because it's a test.
Right.
Any other questions, guys? Sit back there. Okay, in that case, I think my job is done.
You're done.
Lovely. Okay, in that case, guys, I'm gonna leave you with last best practices and next steps from me as a trainer. One, remember the Cvent community is going to be your best resource. It should be your first resource for any questions. If you have a question, you get stuck, you should be using that Cvent assistant to ask questions first. The customer care line is 24 hours for event management. So again, you get stuck, pop a call into the care line. Anything else, then I think,
Good.
yeah, I think, I was gonna say, are you guys the next point of call? Chris will be the next point of call. Oh, Gabby, if you guys don't. Oh.
Well, yeah, first, then.
So the other way around.
First point, good.
24/7, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. Just on Mondays. That doesn't work. Then.
One thing is, you guys all have test events now because you've been doing at least the first set of activities. Cvent moves very quickly. We add things to the platform a lot. We move things around in the platform a lot. The best way to stay up to date is literally, even if you don't have an event, maybe every other week or 2 weeks, take 10 minutes and just go into that event that you've created and click buttons. No agenda, no aim, just
Do not make it live.
just don't make it live. Don't play in your template. It live. Other than that, just click around because that to me is the best way to stay familiar with Cvent.
At the moment, you're all administrators. We are going to change that to be appropriate for your job role. So things like, but you should have access to everything you need.
And are you suggesting we go in there and start anything, or are we waiting for the next stage?
No, template is not
Don't do
ready
anything. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it was lovely meeting you guys.
Can I just say something quickly? I've been in a lot of these over the years,
Okay.
and I just want to say thank you
Oh, you're welcome.
for being so engaging,
Yeah.
knowledgeable, and the way that you've delivered this first class. So
Oh, thank you so much.
Agreed.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I thought you were gonna say I've been in a lot of these and this was the worst.
no,
I'm glad to. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna get off of your hair.
thank you, US team, for joining early and being our remote friends.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
See you.